Hello, everyone, and welcome to our MLS State of the Union. We are live. Do me a favor, guys, and go ahead as you come in. If you could please just leave a comment and let me know that you can hear me okay. That will be wonderful. We are live on YouTube. Somebody let me know if you can hear me okay. That would be awesome. All right, Tony Battle, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I'm going to go ahead, guys, and move forward with our intro so you can listen in for our disclaimer. Please note that we are updating all of our graphics and the flyers that you see in the intro. There are no additional meetings this week, but they are good for information just to know what events are available in the course of a week. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with our intro, and we will be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another MLS Experience. You have the ability to experience MLS through our members, our weekly live events, and our social media sites. This is our MLS State of the Union. We have this event every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, this event is where we spend time collaborating with our members and our guests. We share corporate updates, recognition, and there's always some golden nuggets being shared from our founder and visionary, Mr. Darry Perkinson, or one of our leaders.
Disclaimer: we are not licensed financial advisors. This information is for educational purposes only. Anything heard on this broadcast is not intended to be a substitute for you obtaining accounting, tax, and financial advice from a licensed professional. Beware of scammers. We will never comment, inbox, or email you requesting you to send Bitcoin to receive Bitcoin, or any coin for that matter.
Now, if you are live on our Facebook page or on our YouTube page, do me a favor. In the comments, go ahead and say hello. Tell us where you're tuning in from, your city, your state, even your country. We have members and guests all over the world. If you are a guest, let us know who invited you. You know, how did you get the invitation? Who texted you? Where did you see it? Was it posted on someone's Facebook wall or on their YouTube channel? Go ahead and say who invited you, okay? And then, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this broadcast on replay or repeat, let us know that too in the comments as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't keep this information secret. Please share. And once again, thank you for joining our broadcast. Enjoy our MLS song, and we will be back in about 2 minutes.
Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business. Ask MLS system how to get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system, here to raise our financial wisdom.
Spreading like a wildfire all over the world. Don't get left out, learn what it's all about. From just pennies to thousands of dollars, Bitcoin grew a worldwide currency. Only if you knew well, MLS system is making it happen. Open your account and get tapped in. Digital currency is an emerging technology, a way to up your financial psychology. It's money you can spend. Let it grow exponentially before you dip in. It's called cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. Changing how the world does business.
Just make sure you get in on this. Sending money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank for a mission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. Here to raise our financial wisdom. Countries around the world are jumping in, creating ways to ride the trend. Businesses lining up to accept Bitcoin. Soon every store will join. Call MLS system to get your coins. Get in the mix, learn the tricks. Bitcoins are facing a $20 to 1. Call MLS system to have some fun.
Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business.
All right, all right. Welcome, welcome. Cryptocurrency changing how the world does business. Hello, Darry Perkinson. Good to see you. All right, guys. So before we get started, just want to shout out hello to Tony Battles. Hey, Janice King from Aruba. You still there, Janice? How awesome is that? Hello, Jesse Price Bay. Hello, Soulful Chicago Book Fair. And hello, Geneva Lucas. Thank you guys for saying hello to us. Okay. So before we get started, I just wanted to just really one announcement that I need everyone to share and remind their team members, or if anybody else ask you, what do I do to renew? Well, the first thing they need to do is log into their back office, and the directions to doing your renewal is right on the home page. Okay. We're getting a lot of renewals coming in, and hey, we love the fact that you guys are renewing, but some of the payments are going to addresses that we don't recognize. Now, you may get a message from the back office, or let's say you try to do something in the back office and it says, hey, before you do this, you need to renew. That gives you a different address. But if you could please follow the directions on their homepage, it would make your renewal so much smoother. Okay, that would be awesome. So if you are a guest on the line and you're like, what is MLS? I hear MLS, the letters all the time. What does that mean? Well, MLS stands for Massive Leverage System. Okay, and we are breaking the chains of financial scarcity. That is one of our mottos. Who are we? Well, we are a membership club. Okay, we're not an MLM. We're not a company. You don't work for us. It's your own business, and you refer people to the membership club. All right. We've been operating and serving members since 2014. We operate globally with our corporate office in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, our mission is to create a self-managed system for members to accumulate Bitcoin for free while growing your financial knowledge and to elevate you and your family to a better lifestyle. All right. That is our mission. Now, our company was built on 5 pillars of wealth. And the only reason why I'm going over this for you really quick, just so the guests will know what we're all about. But this actual event is not a presentation tonight, right? It's what we call our State of the Union. And this is just where we collaborate, go over updates, and get to hear from our founding visionary every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So back to the foundation of what our company was built on, our club, okay? Those 5 pillars are: 1, creating cash flow, okay? You will learn several different ways of creating cash flow. How to how to acquire precious metals, infinite banking, learning to trade, and acquiring real estate. Those are the foundations. Those are the 5 pillars of wealth that the company was created upon. Okay. And how do we do that? We do that by offering you 10 levels of financial education. I'm going to go through those really quick. The first is what we call our starter level. It's Crypto 101 and 102. Okay. Then we have Extreme Credit, Intro to Business, Business Credit, Solo 401k, one that you manage yourself, not a corporation. All right. ALOCs and HELOCs, those are your advanced lines of credit. Intro to Trading, Infinite Banking, Offshore, and Venture Capitalists. Okay. So these are all financial education courses that you can take with our company. And that's all we do, guys. We refer you to our club so that you can be educated. And every time you refer someone, you are rewarded. Okay. So I am now going to introduce you to the gentleman that created this club. His name is Darry Perkinson. We call him Wallstreet lovingly, and he is our founder and visionary. Now, he's a computer programmer, and he's also a master trader. If you don't know what that means, it means that he is able to trade on several different platforms, okay? He will tell you that he went from welfare to being a millionaire, okay? From welfare to Wall Street, and we call him Wall Street. But guess what? He came back to get us. He didn't gain all of this information and keep it to himself. He shares it with us, right? And the only thing he asks is that you pay him his dividends. Well, he doesn't mean paying him in cash, right? He means pay him his dividends, because all he wants you to do is share the information and help others create a successful financial future, okay? Share it and use it. That's what he wants you to do. He's also a retired master sergeant, and we appreciate his 20 years of service in the United States Army. So I'm going to go ahead, guys, and step out of the way and turn the mic over to our founder and visionary, Mr. Darry Perkinson. Darry, you have the mic.
All right. Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? I'm trying to get this light right. Okay, so let's start here. First of all, I welcome everybody for being on the call today. It's appreciative that you're here to learn. And I always give you an update. First of all, with Bitcoin, what's happening with Bitcoin? Bitcoin affects all the other cryptocurrencies. Never believe it doesn't. It does. Bitcoin affects every single cryptocurrency out there. Okay, so let me share my screen with you first. And we're going to share the screen. And here it comes. The screen is coming up. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so what are you looking at? On the left-hand side, I have a weekly chart. Weekly. Every bar represents a whole week. And on the right-hand side, this is what they call a daily chart. And so let's look at the weekly chart first, and let's see what is the capabilities and what are we looking for. All right, so on a weekly chart, we're looking for the bar to close above this line. This line, right? Let me put the line up. I want the bar to close right above that line, about 43,596. Well, we wanted to close, not that one. Hold on, let me do it again, because we want to move it. I want to move it just a little bit. Anyway, I want to get down in here. About what number is that? That number is, let me get down in there. Yeah, about right. About 40, let's say about 42,000. So now what do I mean by close? What is a close? Close means for the weekly chart, the weekly, not the daily, forget the daily, the weekly chart. What's the weekly going? Friday. Basically, every Friday starts a brand new week. The way that trader View does it. Some charts going to be on a Monday. Some charts going to be on a Saturday. Some charts going to be on a Sunday. They all got their weekly charts. What day is going to be the end of the week. And you'll see a brand new bar kick off. Friday, this bar kicked off on Friday. This little red bar right here. That bar is going to be trading up and down for an entire week. You can see the trade was happening on a daily chart. Like it was up here, came back down. Now we're trading on this certain green line right here. Now, little trade secret. For a lot of you out there, you want to know about trading. So when it comes to trading, when we get a breakout, it's usually going to be a peekaboo. Peekaboo, in other words, it saw a high. Here's a previous high right here. These two bars, right? One on this side, one on this side. So it saw a high, it broke through it, and people get all excited, but guess what happens? It pulls back. That's normal. That is normal, a normal pullback. Now, it's either going to pull back to this line right here or to this yellow line right here. Once we pull back and we're done, and how do we know we're done? We will be done when we see the bar go back up and break through the previous high on this bar. Then we know we're going to the moon. You hear that? People say that now. Going to the moon. Dogecoin is going to the moon. No, it didn't. Some other coin going to the moon. No, it didn't. Okay. So what's happening right now, crypto is coming down. It's using what we call a dominance factor. The dominance went up, right? As the Bitcoin was going down, the dominance went down. All the altcoins was rocking. Now that the Bitcoin is trying to go back up, then the altcoins is not really rocking. You're not seeing that. Bitcoin is trying to rock. The other coins are not rocking. Okay, that's normal. That's what's supposed to happen. Okay, so we got this pullback going on. We got a topping tail right here on a dominance chart, and we don't know if this is going to keep breaking and go lower, which could wind up over here, back in the green line. We would love to see this thing break down, and the altcoins will take off. Okay, they will take off. If not, then Bitcoin, as the dominance goes up and Bitcoin going up with it, the altcoins are not going up, but the Bitcoin going to go up. And for all the Bitcoin enthusiasts out there, and I don't care either way, because everything can be converted back into Bitcoin. I don't care if altcoins going up or Bitcoin going up. I'm going to be in both either way anyway, and I'm just gonna rock it out, right? You don't have to say, well, I'm Bitcoin or nothing else, because that's foolish to say that. You don't have to say Bitcoin or nothing else. Everything out there has a move to it, and you could make a fortune if you catch the right coin at the right time. I'm trying to teach you on a weekly basis how to start reading the movements, not reading charts. I just want you to understand a little bit. Chart reading is a lot of details in chart reading. I'm just giving you a little bit so you can associate the high. Oh, it's breaking to the high. We breaking out of this range, right? So you can understand that. I don't want to talk about, dojis or encapsulating bars or something like. I ain't going to all that. You don't need to know all that, right? A flag, all this. Forget all that. Here's the angle where it's going. This is what's happening. Okay, so. Right now, the altcoins, if the Bitcoin dominance, which is what we're looking at on the left-hand side, if the dominance starts to go down, the altcoins will start to go up. If the dominance just fades and it just starts going higher, Bitcoin is going higher as well. So you want to be in crypto. Now, when was the best place to start adding Bitcoin, which we talked about many times, was down in here, right? This range, down in this range down here, right? Down in this range right here, right? I said, it's a good time to go stick your toe in, stick your toe in, stick your toe in. It did that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. It played in this area, but it never broke through. And then it just It finally took back off. It got back to the previous highs. Thought it was a breakout. It wasn't. Not yet. Now it's pulling back to do a retest. The retest is what it's doing right now. It's on the green line. It's stepping on the green line, right? The head is not hitting it. It's stepping on it now. It broke through, came back down to step on the green line. It's stepping on it. Now we got to see, is it going to what? Is it going to bounce off this level and start going up? Or is it going to start going back down to the yellow line? If it starts going back down to the yellow line, we're just going to get ready to buy some more once it gets back down in that range again and try to go back up. But this could be the time that we're looking for to turn the corner to break out. And if it does break out, it's going back where? Where is it going? Back to the 50s and the 60s. And we could get to the 70s and the 80s. Now, what if it does do that? How much Bitcoin do you have? How much? I asked this last time when it was at 8,000. And then I said, is that 14,000? Then I said, is that 20,000? How much of it do you have? If it goes to 100,000, how much of it do you have? Right? You can't be fearful of something that it's been showing proof the whole 11 years. 2009, 2021. So what 12 years now? A good 12 years, and it's still showing proof, still showing possibility that it could go higher. Every time it went low, it came back and made a higher high. What was the previous high? $64,000. 64,880, right? 880, 890, somewhere in that range. But now what? What if it does go back and break through that high range and it goes to 70 to 80,000? Right? It's the possibility that can happen. Nobody knows, but it's a high possibility that it can happen. Okay. But the key to this question is, how much do you have? So making a fortune, this is the funny thing about making a fortune. For the people that don't have weak hands. So what does that term mean? Weak hands. Every time it starts to go down, you get out. Get out. Bam, I'm selling some at this low print down here. I'm selling some at this low print down here. When you should be selling some up here, you're selling down here, right? It's called weak hands. You can take some off every time Bitcoin goes to a major price action. 40,000, 45,000, 50,000, every $5,000, right? 55,000, 60,000, 70,000. You can start pulling a little bit off, just a little bit. You need some cash anyway, right? You need some cash to pay the bills. People, you got to have some cash to pay the bills. We are not a Bitcoin community in the United States. Is not there yet, right? We are definitely not there yet. We're working on it, but we're not there yet. And so you're going to need some cash flow, cash in your pocket. You're going to need some cash in your pocket. Okay. So Bitcoin goes to 40, 45,000, 50,000. Take a little bit, maybe 1,000, 5,000. I don't know whatever you got, whatever you can, muster to pull off. It's also a good time. Every time it pulls back down, it's always a good time to start leveraging back in. Get a little bit, right? I don't take mortgage money. Don't take mortgage money. You got to pay your mortgage. Don't do that, because Bitcoin can go all the way down, and then you be locked out of your house. That you don't want to do. But as Bitcoin is going up, and it is giving you the capability of paying off your house, it could be a good idea if you did it, right? You know what, man, I'm at this point in my life where I don't want a mortgage no more. I just want to pay it off. When Bitcoin goes up so, significantly like that, you don't have to, who says you have to have a mortgage? You don't. You can pay it off. If you want to go back later and get a HELOC on it, then get a HELOC on it, but you can pay off the mortgage. that relief every month is so powerful that you don't have a mortgage, right? Like I can wake up in my house and nobody's coming to take it, right? Thank God for that, right? We're not in no kind of war. Nobody jumped in America and taken over all your assets like they did in Germany or Greece or any other places like that. It didn't happen in the United States. Okay. All right. Enough about that. So where we at right now? Today is, the cool thing. Let me say this to you. The cool thing is every week I can come to you and it's not that much have changed since my last comment with you, right? We're waiting. So last time it says, okay, it was a good time because it was down in this range. It was a good time to stick your toe in. For the folks that did it, they are up about $8,000 to $9,000. For the folks who didn't do it, they don't see no kind of improvement. Nothing happened. Okay. Your fortune, when the dominance is going up, your Bitcoin altcoins are not going up. Some of them may be, but the majority of them are not. They're not. Okay. But Bitcoin keeps going up. We're going to get some relief from some of these coins, especially the DeFi coins, right? When I'm talking about DeFi, I'm talking about like Celsius. When we look at KCS for Qcoin, Binance, right? BNB, those coins are going to start. They do get momentum as coins going up. Also, Ethereum is taking off. Ethereum, when Bitcoin is in a positive state, Ethereum starts to leap forward. It starts to go forward. Okay, so that's a very positive thing. When you see Bitcoin going up, Ethereum is a good thing to hold. Right now, Ethereum is at $2,500. See down here, look, same. This chart looks almost like Bitcoin, right? Down the bottom area, range. Good time to step in. We talked about that. And then look what happened. So you bought down here. That was around 1,800, right? And now you at $2,600, $2,500. So that's a very good thing to have. Bitcoin, Ethereum to do a retest, pull back down this range. If it does, and then come back and then break through this high print around this area right here. Okay, right in this range. All right, that's what we're looking for. Okay, and so there we are. That's what we're waiting for. And if it does, then easily Ethereum can get back to 44 to 52,000. I'm sorry, 4,400 to $5,200 compared to where it is now, 2,500. That's a double. You get to $5,000. It's at 2,500. It goes to 5,000. You just made a double. Any trader in the market takes a double. We're going to pull some profit. Period. We're going to pull profit. I don't care if you're a billionaire. You're going to pull some profit. That's what we do. That's what traders do. We pull profit. Right? You get a double. You got to take some off the table. The human emotion says take some off the table. That's what we're going to do. Now, some folks don't let it run. They let it run. It get up to 4,500. It's good. It may go 5,000, right? It may go to 5,500, 6,000, but we still going to take some off the table. We take some off the table as we go higher, right? You always got to satisfy the human emotion. Okay. Enough about that. Now, let's talk about your foundation to wealth. I'm talking about the 5 pillars. So when we talk about the 5 pillars to wealth, guys, I gotta say this to you. The reason we go through hard times when it comes to money, the reason we go through hard times when it comes to money is because we plan poorly. There's a poor plan going on. And the way we got to change that poor plan is that we must make out a real plan that we're going to stick by. So what's the first plan that we got to stick by? It's called the first law of gold. If you read anything with the richest man in Babylon, you have to have the first law. What is the first law? that I will I'm talking about me. I will save 10%, no less than 10%. Notice how they put the words, no less than 10%. You can go 15, 20, 30, but you can't go 9, 8, 7, 6. You must no less than 10%. Now, what do you do with the 10%? You can stack the 10% into a savings account, which they're not going to make you any yield. You can put that 10% into some kind of investment, right? Which we're going to talk about as well, investments. You can put it in crypto, right? So the first law of gold or wealth is that I will save no less than 10% for the prosperity of me and my family for the future. I'm just breaking down this just a little faster for your future, okay? It's not word for word, but you got to start thinking about your future. I heard some people say, well, I'm not giving my kids nothing. So, okay, if that's what you want to do, but you got to build. Your goal is that you want to build your wealth nest egg so that as you get older, the stress don't take you out because you lack of money. There's so many people around the United States. I'm not talking about other countries because we got our own problems. There's so many folks around the United States right now that used to be middle class are now struggling because they didn't save their 10%. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you got people that had $200,000 jobs, $300,000 jobs. They lost their job during the pandemic. Things happen. Year and a half, things over. It's not coming back. All of a sudden, there's no retirement. There's no pension. They didn't save enough. Things didn't happen. They had boats, cars. You know, they was living the dream, right? I'm gonna lease this boat. I'm gonna lease this car. I'm leasing my home. Everything was leased. Nothing was actually owned. Lease, 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 lease. One income left. Now all the lease payments are over because they can't send it in. All of a sudden, they start losing all their entitlements. They start losing the vehicles, the cars, right? They start losing them. The homes, they're getting foreclosed on. People right now says, listen, they can't, this law about not kicking out tenants because they don't have to pay because of this law, but the landlords or the owners, homeowners have to pay their mortgages, which is what? Another issue, right? A lot of people didn't pay off their homes. They was just getting rent, and then the renters was given the money to pay the landlord. The landlord paid the mortgage. Well, a lot of that stuff is not happening too. So now they talking about losing their homes that they had for years that they was loaning, you know, they was renting out, and all of a sudden now they're about to lose their homes. Not only is the renter not paying, and they haven't paid for over a year. Some of them paid it 18 months. And so the landlord didn't have any money left over to start making payments. Guess what? They start losing the homes. The banks start foreclosing on them. It's a cycle that's repeated over and over and over again. We had that same cycle in 2008. But wait a minute, 2008 was a whole different issue, but it had the same circumstances. The same thing. Money didn't flow from the homeowners to the bank to hold the house, right? It's a whole different scenario that happened, but the end result was the same. They go into foreclosure. So you got to start preparing for the future. The only way to start preparing for the future is that you got to start investing now, today. I don't care how old you are. You say, well, I'm already 60. It's not too late, right? It's better in your 20s. It's better if you're 16 years old. It's better to start doing it in your your preteens. If you got parents that would teach you about money. But the biggest issue in America, we don't teach people about money in schools, families, because everybody always say, I don't have no money. I have no money. I remember some of you used to say that. I don't have any money. I'm waiting for this case to go through. I don't have any money, right? And then something happened and it went through, but did you prepare yourself for the next evolution of wealth? And that's what I'm going through right now, the next evolution of wealth, right? God always give a way for you to have the resources that you're looking for. Some folks don't say God. I say God. I believe in God, right? But some folks says, the spirit or whatever's out there, it gave us the ability to get more cash flow. It puts it in your path, right? It puts it in your path. You spoke it, you see it every day. Now the cash flow is showing up in your path. I got a phone call today about a person want to buy $200,000 in Bitcoin. I got somebody want to buy $5,500 in Bitcoin, right? So based on that, right, I'm going to help the people get the Bitcoin they need and all that. But think about what I'm saying to you. I didn't seek them. They starting to come to me because of the things that I'm visioning what's happening, what I want to see happen. I'm visioning the wealth coming toward me, not me pushing away, but wealth coming toward me, right? And you got to believe the same thing. Is wealth coming towards you. You got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to work on yourself every day to get yourself moving in the right direction, right? I know for a fact that most people in this club are not doing much because I see the numbers. I see what's going on. And the only way for you to change those numbers is for you to start. I'm doing a live call. The only way for you to start changing those numbers is for you to start believing and talking to other people. You got to start speaking to other people. You got to start doing it, right? If you want the funds, wealth does not come from a system unless you're a trader. If you're a trader, that's different. If you can trade, then wealth comes from a system. People still put money into the system, but wealth does come from a system. But when you're dealing with people buying products, services, and all that stuff, wealth itself comes from wealth comes from other individuals. Just think about this, other individuals. Wealth comes from other individuals. It's not coming from a system. It's coming from people just like you and I, who's looking for a way to fix their issue. And if you're in our club, then that issue is what? Cash flow education. Because most people don't have the education. That's what's missing. Everybody knows it, right? Oh, I don't have time for that. I told my niece this one time. I said, okay, I want you to go online, click on one of my videos, and it's going to be about 30 minutes, right? 20 to 30 minutes. Well, Unc, I ain't got time for that. I said, oh, okay. So you got 40 hours to stay broke, or you got 20 minutes to learn how to become wealthy. That's you. You didn't have to put it like that, but that's the way it is. If you don't want to take the time to become wealthy and get the education, you will always be broke. I don't care if you made $1 million. $1 million, you made it, and all of a sudden it's gone again. I can attest to that. $1 million comes in and it's easily goes back out. $1 million is nothing. It is absolutely. I look at $1 million today like it's like $10. That was like nothing. See the 7 figures? Oh man, it's got 7 figures. It's awesome. But yep, it can go as quickly as it came in. You got it? As quick as it came in, it can go just that fast. So you got to learn how to put funds and other resources to help you keep building. The resources that coming in to help you keep building. You got to learn. Nobody taught you how to be a millionaire. Nobody taught me how to be a millionaire. Nobody. The way you become a millionaire is that you service more people, and you service and service. And so the crypto club, right? Bitcoin club, the crypto community, we service the community, service, and then poof, the numbers show up. Same thing you're doing, right? That the ones that's in the club. If you're servicing your community, you're servicing. All of a sudden you saw 5 Bitcoin and 10 Bitcoin and 15 and 20 Bitcoin. Before you know, you had 10 Bitcoin, you had $640,000 just because you had 10 Bitcoin. But you got the 10 Bitcoin not for the number, because you kept servicing your community. And then some of you lost about the service. You stopped servicing your community, right? And that's how the wealth starts to slow down when you stop servicing. It's the same thing with me. I got to service a community. I got to get back to doing more. But I'm looking for more leaders to step up. That's why the new system that I'm really looking for to happen, I'm looking for that new system to come out, because it's going to make that servicing to the communities a lot easier, a lot faster, right? That's what's going to happen. So you gotta see yourself hitting it, guys. The more you service, the numbers will show. When you rely on somebody else to give you your money, you are not servicing your community. When you're waiting for somebody to do something for you because you don't want to do it yourself, in other words, your own marketing, you don't want to go, you talk about marketing, but you're not doing marketing. You talk about being, you know, I'm going, you keep saying it to yourself, I'm going to do it. That word, I'm gonna, it never happened. You got to get out of that mindset right there. I'm gonna make it. I'm going to do it. And you've been saying that for 4 or 5 years, and you still got the same results. That's why you got the same results. You're listening to your talk game instead of not listening to your talk game, because you got to start listening to the do part of it. You got to do something, not just talk about it. A marketing system is nothing without you speaking and promoting it. A marketing system doesn't do. There are so many people got websites out there. It's ridiculous. It's over 1 billion, 5 billion websites, and a lot of those are broke and they're making no money. $0. $0. Right? So it's not the marketing or the lack of marketing that I should say. It's not the website. It's the lack of marketing to that website. How do you get more folks to your website? What do you got to do? What do you got to keep doing? Got to keep promoting. You got to keep talking. You're giving up too easy. You're giving up too easy. The first pillar in the 5 pillars to wealth is that what? What's the first one? The first one is, I will create cash flow. I will acquire cash flow from at least 3 to 5 systems. At least 3 to 5. So our crypto club allows you to get 10, right? We got 10 levels, but we got trading inside our system. We got crypto inside our system. We got business inside our system. We got credit inside our system. We have solo 401k inside our system, right? We got the marketing part inside of our system. If it's all, we got multiple ways for you to create cash flow. And still, a lot of you don't do it. Education is right there, and you look at it as though it's like, well, I'm not doing that yet. I'm not doing that yet. I don't get it. But your bank account is still showing you not making no money, and then you keep telling yourself, I'm not doing that yet. When are you going to start doing it? Right? That's the one thing I kept telling people before. I said, you know, I had a lot of people want insurance, and literally I just slowed down. I didn't want to do it. But I'm getting ready to do. So I just had my birthday, so I got to get my CEs done, which I'm going to do this month. All my CEs. I'm going to relaunch the insurance part of it. But guess what you need to have insurance. But what do you got to have? You got to have cash flow. If the cash flow ain't coming, what's the first thing you're going to drop? Your monthly payment to that wealth system. Insurance is a wealth system, but you got to feed that beast. You got to feed it. You got to feed it, right? And then once you feed it over some time, now that thing could feed you, right? It could feed you 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, $500,000. It could do that, but you got to get to the point where it's you feeding it based off what? The system that people are in that's giving you the funds to feed it. That's what MLS Bitcoin Club can do for you. Okay. All right, guys. So the first pillar is I will acquire at least 3 to 5. Okay. Cash flow system. 3 to 5. Not 1, 3 to 5. Second pillar to the 5 pillars of wealth is that I will acquire precious metals to include crypto, or I would say Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin. But, Bitcoin is an asset all by itself. It's an asset. It's like having a piece of gold. It's called gold 2.0. It is getting stronger. It is 10 times, 14 times better than gold. Gold hasn't moved in 10 years. Bitcoin have done so much more in the last 3 years than it did in the last 8 years. But think about it. Bitcoin is still getting ready to rock, right? It could be easily at 100,000. Easily at 100,000. Next 5 years, it could be close to 500,000 to $1 million. Easy. Again, that don't mean anything if you don't have any. Okay. So the third pillar, right? The third pillar to wealth. This is crazy because I haven't talked about it in a minute, but when you think about your retirement, I'm thinking about, like, right now, I know a lot of my members that's in this club in their late 50s. I just turned 60, right? So 60s. We got folks in their 70s, and the stress is dreadful. You must get to a point where you have money sitting on the side that you can live on and and have a lifestyle with it, right? You got to create a retirement. You have to get to the point. When do you stop working? When is it? When are you going to stop working in 10 years or 20 years or 50 years? Some of you probably never stop working. But do you want, let's put it this way, not when you want to stop working. Let's change that idea, because we should all work because we're living beings. We all should be working on something that we love to do. But the question would be is, when do you decide on what you're going to work on? That's different. Like, I'm not going to be working for a person. I'm not going to be working for a job. I'm not going to be working for this company. I want to have the ability to say, no, I'm not going to do that. And you don't care what the circumstances are because I'm not going to do it. Oh, you can make so much money doing it. I said, I don't care. That money doesn't mean that. I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to give up my time freedom to do that. That's what money gives you. When you can turn stuff down for the time freedom that you want. Okay? That's where we at with that. We got to get to the point where we turn down our time freedom. And so that only comes when you have money. Right? I'm going to stop right there. I want you to think about tonight what we're talking about. Your freedoms, your systems, service to others, people, crypto, training in the back office. If you want to start doing the trading in the back office, you want to be a trader, then you can join anytime, right? It's $5,000 for members that want to do it. It's already in the back office. Going to walk you through a whole lot. Those are live trades that I've done. The education part of the training that I have back there, powerful. Secrets way beyond a lot of people you probably see online. If you want it, again, if you want it, it's up to you. It's there. Got our own trade academy in the back office. Massive leverage system is now the key component in everything that we do. And we have divisions under MLS. We got a Bitcoin, or I'm not going to say a Bitcoin division. I'm going to say a crypto division, because it's more about crypto, not just Bitcoin, crypto. So a crypto division, right? We get this whole system is getting redesigned, it's developing every single day. We're adding more and more things to the crypto universe. Okay. So we got the crypto division. We got a consumer consultant division. That's for your credit, right? Consumer consultation, how to get your credit moving in the right direction. Then we have a business division that comes with business, setting up a business. And man, I got to tell you, I bought this course on business that I have heard. Never have I had an in-depth training on starting and creating the business, even to the form that you fill out. Very powerful, which I'm going to be doing some training classes on this. How do you put your house in your LLCs? How to put your business? How do you pay yourself? How do you set up a legal trust, irrevocable and revocable trust? I mean, in real detail, right? How do you move your business to your grandkids? How do you start doing it the legal way? Man, I am so impressed on what I'm learning from this business. And so for the folks that are on level, well, pretty soon it's going to be level 3. You're going to talk about business, right? It's going to be strong, powerful to get going. Guys, this is, you can literally take your life to a whole nother direction just off the education. That's the power that we give you. I'm going to shut up right now. Miss Pamela, go ahead and take it over. I can answer a couple of questions. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Wallstreet, for the update. A lot of times the members, they miss you from Tuesdays on Ask Wallstreet Anything. So we definitely appreciate the update. We always appreciate your mindset training. And yes, we will definitely take a couple of questions. So guys, go ahead and type your questions into the chat. Now, Wallstreet, while we're waiting on that, I sent you something earlier today. If you could comment on that, that would be awesome. Do you remember that question in reference to okay, you muted.
The Wasiba wallet?
Well, no, basically in reference to, and I think you did touch on it earlier.
The U.S. legislation?
Yes.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
We can't own any Bitcoin. Come on.
All right. Okay, so let's say this. Let's say this. So the government, the law, first of all, there's no law against owning Bitcoin right now. I want you to go back to the year of 1931. We was going through a Great Depression. A law came out from the President of the United States. He did an executive order and told everyone to turn in their gold or you would get a 10-year imprisonment. Now, that law, that executive order was not for the common people. It was really for the federal employees, not the regular citizens. But guess what? They didn't say nothing. And they let everybody turn their gold in. And guess what? They never got it back. You got paper dollars for your gold. So let's look at it. If they do pass something like this, and they say you can't have your Bitcoin. Well, first of all, it's illegal because guess what? The government never issued any gold. It was Bitcoin. It was presented for the people, by the people. Not a single government can take it from you. That's theft. That's stealing your stuff, right? That's like going through and taking your stuff, right? So, but also you don't have your Bitcoin where they can get it. That's why I keep teaching you to put your Bitcoin where? In your own Trezor wallet. I don't care how great a person says a system is. I don't care. I don't care if it's rated #1 and your Bitcoin is in Binance, your Bitcoin is in Firestorm, your Bitcoin is in Fireblocks, your Bitcoin is in Gemini or Celsius or BlockFi or Lend or whatever the case may be, Aave. If your Bitcoin is not in a Trezor or a Treasure or some other kind of device, cold wallet, you are at the mercy of that company. Because every single piece of Bitcoin, every single the ones and zeros that is controlled by those companies is controlled by a CEO. And if it's controlled by a CEO, the government can come down. They don't go after you. They'll go right after them. We need all the assets that you have against your Bitcoin people. And they just seize all the Bitcoin or all the cryptocurrencies. You're going to get this message because if you don't start putting your stuff in your own cold wallet, you at the mercy of anything can happen at any moment. And guess who's going to be notified last? You are. You be notified after the fact. After the fact. Coinbase, right? Robinhood. I don't give a damn where it is at. It is not in your possession. You're out of control. And if you're out of control, somebody else is in control. When you out of control of your cash flow, somebody else is in control. Just hear me. Promise you. It's not a pretty sight. It's not a pretty sight. Okay? Just as a warning. Is it going to happen? I don't know. Hope it don't. But if it does, I don't care. Mine is not going to be in their control. You got it? Okay. Let's move on from that.
Okay. Well, we don't have any questions, Wallstreet. So I guess everybody is good with their information. And we will just call it a night.
Tony Battle says, Wallstreet, you are such a blessing to me. Knowledge is power. Thanks for coming back to us. Yeah, I say that all the time. I say that all the time. I said, I said, how long? I want you to understand this to everybody. So I used to do calls like 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. We'll stay on a call for like 4 hours. 4 hours, like 9 to like 12 o'clock midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes we go to 2 o'clock in the morning. And folks still didn't want to leave. And what I always said, I said, for the early days of the people that got me in that type of environment, that was a blessing to you. That my time, which I can't get back, was given to you as a present. You got it? I've dropped so much knowledge in those short time we had together, but it was like weeks upon weeks. And those calls had significant information in it that could change your life forever. If you took advantage of it. I remember we had 500 to 1,000 people. We had 500 people. We was trying to get 1,000. We had 500. There was no more room for people to get on the call. You got it? And look what happened. People they jumped ship, they left, they started doing different things. They didn't take the lessons. I gave away so much Bitcoin. Do y'all remember how much Bitcoin I gave away? It was huge amounts of Bitcoin. Do you understand that I probably gave away over $100,000 in Bitcoin? Over 100,000 to people. It wasn't 100,000 at the time. It may only been $3,000, but it was $3,000 in Bitcoin at that price around $8,000 to $10,000. Now we in the 30s, got as high as 60,000. That's huge amount of cash flow that was given away. Right? So when you think about where we were, if you took advantage of the information, some of your lives did change for the folks that took advantage of it. You did find yourself at, you probably never had $100,000 sitting somewhere. And here you find yourself, you got $100,000 in available cash flow that you never had before. That's power. Do you understand? People that's not normal for people. They say they got 100,000 sitting on the side just to do what they want to do. That's huge. And you guys got that blessing for the ones that took advantage of it. If you took advantage of it, your life changed. Now, the only thing you got to do now in this second half is that where we are now is to build on that first half. If you build on this on the first half in this second half, if you build on that first half, you're on your way to $1 million. Easy. But you can't keep waiting on me. You can't wait on me. You cannot grow your wealth waiting on me. I already got my wealth and it's growing. My wealth is still growing. But you can't wait on me to keep thinking that your wealth is going to grow because I'm here. I gave you what you need to get going. You just got to get going. Stop using excuses. I want you to stop. Please stop. And stop using I'm going to do it when, or I'm going to do it. And it just keeps saying it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get off my butt. And next week, when I come back next Monday, nothing changed. Come back the following Monday, nothing changed. The next Monday, nothing changed. The next Monday, nothing changed. It just every week is just like last week. You just heard me and you back next week, but nothing changed. The way you're going to grow, you have to fight through that. You have to fight through the, sitting back, not doing nothing. You got to fight it. It says it wasn't even the information for me at first. It was your passion, your caring, your yearning for your people to get more and saying things like, walk with me. My family is in a way better position from you. Maurice Shepard, that is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And what we got to do with the family, man, it's so hard. Oh my God, it's so hard. And I always say this about Tony Battle's family. They came together and they were learning the principles of wealth together as a whole. And that what's missing from most people. Everybody's doing it by themselves and nobody else is with them. Kids not involved, husband not involved, wife not involved, aunts, uncles, cousins. But Tony Battle's family, they came as a family and they was there every week learning. And they was in the prime time when I was doing it. And it was all learning the same thing. Hopefully today they started their family bank. Let's recap the family bank. Remember, my ultimate goal is for everybody here to start a family bank. I always wanted this to happen. This is a goal that I would love to happen for MLS. But I don't know. We'll get there one day. But this is what I'm praying for, that you take it upon yourself with you and your family and you build a family bank. Now, what is that? Think about $500 a month. Make it simple, $500 a month from every individual that's working in the family. Let's just say it's 20 of you. I'm talking about the whole family. I'm talking about cousins, aunts, uncles, nephews, brothers, sisters. I'm talking about your family. And everybody, you talk about it, you have some meetings, and everybody that's working commit to $500 a month. The first thing you got to break through, though, is that the $500 a month, some people think that's way too much money. In reality, $500 a month is nothing. It's pennies. Absolutely pennies on what you can do with the family doing it. So if you have $500 a month, right? $500 a month. And you got 20 people, 20 times 500 a month is $10,000 a month. Now, that's going to the family's bank. You don't dip into the bank on the first month. You let it build up for about, a good 5 to 10 months. You do it 10 months, y'all just made $1 million. If you do it in crypto, it might be well over $1 million. Now we all able to start doing something in the first month. I mean, the first year. Second year, once we go into the second year, we can start doing things for the family. Say somebody in the family says, hey, everybody in the family don't need a brand new car. You don't need the brand new Mercedes EQS, right? Y'all don't want to spend $200,000 on the EQS. We don't want to do that. We don't want to waste money for vehicles. We want to get some assets that's going to produce more cash flow. So I know that we got people that says they're looking at houses. They're looking at, we got this big thing getting ready to kick off with this housing market. It's going to be prime real estate going to be happening because people can't afford their houses. It's a shame, but it's a reality. People are going to be going to foreclosure. They're going to be trying to do short sales. They're going to be walking away. And so the properties are going to come up and people like us can jump in and start buying up those properties, fix them up a little bit, and then have either rental income or resell them for 100, 20, 40, 50% increase in what we paid for them. Okay. You don't sell all your houses. You always keep those for the long term for rental income. But guess what? You won't have a mortgage. Every house could be a bank, a HELOC, right? At least 4 or 5 of them could be HELOCs. Okay. That means you could use the cash flow in one house to start purchasing other houses, which is the true wealth of a house is the money that you can get out of the house to use it to restart business and start paying off other debt so you can relaunch assets in that next property to get more cash flow. When you stop thinking that way, you are on the side of, how should I say it in a nice way? Scarcity, being poor. See, scarcity is your friend if you never had money, because your mindset is always scarcity. You can't think no other way. I remember I used to tell our members, right? Get out of that scarcity mindset. If you stay in that scarcity mindset, you're going to always be broke because you're never going to take advantage of the opportunity. Okay. The way you're going to win, the way you win is not based on what people pay you. The way I want you, do me a favor tonight, this week, do me a favor this week. I want you to listen to the audio of The Richest Man in Babylon. But more importantly, I want you to listen to the story of Mr. Hill. Okay? His book is right here. Where's he at? Think and Grow Rich, right? I want you to think about those, Mr. Hill. I want you to think about getting there and think about what Robert Kiyosaki said and just some of his, excerpts on YouTube. He says, learn to work for no money. I said, what? He said, don't work for a paycheck. You're working for a paycheck, you're gonna always be broke. If you work for experience and you work to be around somebody that's a millionaire, is worth more to you than it is for you to try to get a paycheck. I promise you. All right, right now, I am working for a billionaire without a paycheck. I just want to be in the presence. I just want to be in the presence. I don't know how to think like a billionaire. I didn't know how to think like a millionaire. But now I'm a millionaire, so I know how to think like I'm learning as I go. Right? Because some situations you put in as a millionaire is, first example, how much is my taxes for the first year? $84,000. Say what? 84? Do you want to pay an $84,000 tax bill? That's almost $84,000. It's peanuts, nothing. Peanuts, 84,000. That's still nothing. So I want you to think about something. When I can look at a billionaire and he looks me in the face, they got a bridge named after him, right? A bridge, J.T. Williams, named after him. Just to sit back and be in awe of what he's teaching me. Like, Mr. Williams, I'm buying you lunch today. No, you ain't got to do that. I know, Mr. Williams, I got to buy lunch today. We be fighting over the lunch. Who's buying lunch? I'm meeting him tomorrow for lunch, as a matter of fact. When you have people invest time with you, I'm not saying your buddies, because you ain't gonna never get rich with your buddies. You're not gonna get rich with your sisters and your brothers. I mean, some people, very few people will, most won't. It's gonna come from outside the family. But if you take the time to listen, not jaw jack. When he's speaking, I'm not saying yes, sir. I'm not saying none of that. I am silent and listening. And I let him talk. And I listen. When you listen to the richest man in Babylon, hopefully this week, one of the stories you're gonna hear him say is that an old tongue loves to wag. An old tongue loves to wag. I said this to him the other day, about 2 weeks ago. I said, Mr. Williams, I said, I am so in awe that's being here with you. Because all these people that you've been seeing for years, all these folks in this club eating lunch, chilling out, all them people he's been with for years, he don't spend no time with. And he saw me. He's a white guy. He saw me. And I just said, hey, sir, how you doing? Glad to see you. Right? Just sitting there. And I'm just sitting there listening. And we had a little short conversation. He said, hey, I heard you was in Bitcoin. I said, yes, sir. That's how I made my fortune in Bitcoin. And we started talking. Come to find out, he gets information. I'm not going to tell us business, but he get information how he can make, $300,000 in 10 minutes once a month. 300,000 in 10 minutes once a month. He's in gold mining, and in other words, the mining of gold, like literally the trucks going out picking up the gold. He's in the airplane business where they put the stuff on the plane, they ship it out. He gets paid for that. He gets paid for building a lot of different golf courses on the East Coast. He even built a golf course in a mountain in West Virginia. He's just, if you listen to an old tongue that loves the wag, you will get a great education. The problem is that most people that are younger do not find value in an old tongue that loves to wag. That's also in the book. I mean, you listen to the audio book of The Richest Man in Babylon. He talks about that. And so I carry my life based on what I'm hearing and what they do. And just because I'm sitting there and I'm sucking it in, opportunity came to me. Hey, I got to get $200,000 on some crypto, some Bitcoin coming up. Oh, you know what? I need to get another $5,500 this week. Whatever the case is, I'm just telling you guys. They ain't talking about no $5, no $100, no $1,000. They don't talk them numbers. You're talking about 200K. Oh, I need to get another $500,000. It's one thing I learned about having money. Your money is nothing. You made $1 million. Oh, you just made $1 million. Hey man, welcome to the club. How's it feel to be a 7-figure earner? How's it feel? But you got a long way to go. There are people in there. Shaq, y'all know who Shaq is, a basketball player. He owns Marilyn Monroe, all the entitlements. He owns J.C. Penney. But Shaq can tell you in a heartbeat that he's rich, but he's not wealthy. Wealthy is the people that pay him his salary when he's playing basketball. Those owners were wealthy. They have money. They have $1 billion just on the copyrights of the NBA or NFL or whatever. They get paid for all this merchandise and just wearing a sticker and all that stuff. That's money just comes just because money is coming. Those are the assets you need to start thinking about building, right? Those assets. And so I sit there and I listen to this man speak to me, and I suck up all his information about an old man loves to wag, an old tongue loves to wag, and I listen. My job, which I told him, I said the same thing. I said, sir, I said, I was taught by an old book that an old tongue such as yours loves to wag, but it's my job to listen. And that's why I don't say much, sir. I listen. I suck up everything you're saying to me. Let me give you a quick story. So we were talking, and he says, Florida? The Tampa Bay area all in Florida? I said, yes. He says, well, I was doing business with a man that owned 1 million acres in Florida. So just let that sink in for a moment. 1 million acres. I want you to think about that. How rich you got to be to own 1 million acres? That's the first thing. Number two, I don't know what it was, Darry. He called me Darry. I said, I don't know what it was, Darry, but he just asked me to come to a meeting. So I flew down and had this meeting. Who's in the room with him in this meeting is a sheik from, the United Arabs, you know what I'm talking about, over there in Dubai and all that stuff, right? So here's a sheik in the meeting with him. He don't know why he's in the meeting. He has no value to the meeting. None. He has no value to the meeting. But the banker asked him to come to the meeting to sit there with him. So you got billionaires that's at this meeting, just two, there's three people in the room, them two and him. He said, Darry, I have no idea why I was in the meeting. And they started talking money. I have no input, but I'm listening. And he said, now, why did he take interest in me? And you probably asking the same question. Why is Mr. J.T. Williams having interest in you? And I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm being grateful. I'm being grateful. I am almost teary-eyed right now because he took interest in me just because he see me there and everything about my life is changing. Everything about me is starting to change. And at the same time, a week goes by and now I'm shaking hands in a meeting with some politicians. Running for this and running for that. And he says, no. He says, well, go get him. He was introducing, he said, no, we need to go to his table. Did you hear what I said? I don't think y'all heard what I said. They wanted Mr. J.T. Williams to come get me to bring me to them. He said, no, y'all need to come walk with me to his table. Did you get that? Why is he taking an interest in me? He sees something in me, just like that billionaire saw something in him almost 40 years ago that changed his life to a billionaire. He was not a billionaire, but now he's a billionaire. He's on all kind of corporate boards. No road in the county of Henry County can be set up, built out without his signature. I just want to say this to you. You don't know the road you're going to take if you're not on the road. You can't keep thinking the same old way and think you're going to make $1 million, or you're going to make a 100 million, or whatever the number you may be, 500,000, 100,000. You got to start getting out your own way. You got to get out your own way. You got to be prepared. You got to sit down. You got to listen. You got to start doing. If you don't start doing, nothing's going to change. There's a lot of people make $1 million. And guess what? They stuck right there. They will never make more than $1 million. They make $1 million. They might make 3 to 5 million, but they won't get to the billion because they think they got it. Somebody's investing time in me right now in my 60s that I might be a billionaire by the time I hit 70. 70. 10 years from now. And it's not about the money. It's not about me and the money. It's just because the way I'm being put out on different levels, things come to me and the numbers just going to show up. That's the power in what we're in. It's the same thing for you. When you're sitting here listening to me, it's that I invested, and some of you know I said this many times in the past. I invested my time with you so that you can get to the next level. But I'm not going to always be here. As you now notice, I don't always be here like I once was. But did you get the lesson? Did you use the lessons to get moving? And if you did it, your life change. It's impossible for your life not to change. So I know I went a little bit long. It's now almost 10:30. I'm gonna let it go, guys. You guys are getting to a point. We got to start bringing more people in to the talks, so that, because some of you may got something out of this tonight. I don't know. Hopefully you did. You got something out of this, and if you did, then bring somebody else next week. Bring somebody else. Can you go back to the archives? I believe the archives are back there. They were on YouTube. A lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is on YouTube. We got videos. We got over 300 videos out there. So they out there on YouTube. Pamela, take it back. Give it back to you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you again, Wallstreet. Absolutely great information. Yes, I did get something out of it. You guys, let us know in the comments. Did you get something out of that talk? We would love to know. And of course, as Wallstreet said, if you did, show us, pay him his dividends, and do like he asked, and bring a guest next week. So Wallstreet, we appreciate you again. Guys, we're going to go ahead and end the call tonight with our MLS song. One moment. Let me get that ready for you. And yes, absolutely. Let us know if you enjoy tonight's talk.
Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business. Ask MLS system how to get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. It'll raise our financial wisdom.
Spreading like a wildfire all over the world. Don't get left out, learn what it's all about. From just pennies to thousands of dollars, Bitcoin grew a worldwide currency. Only if you knew well, MLS system is making it happen. Open your account and get tapped in. Digital currency is an emerging technology, a way to up your financial psychology. It's money you can spend. Let it grow exponentially before you dip in. It's called cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. Changing how the world does business. Just make sure you get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. It'll raise our financial wisdom. Countries around the world are jumping in, creating ways to ride the trend. Businesses lining up to accept Bitcoin. Soon every store will join. Call MLS system to get your coins. Get in the mix, learn the tricks. Bitcoins are facing dive 21. Call MLS system to have some fun. Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business.
Yes, it is. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your evening. We appreciate your comments. Bye-bye.